I thought we could hang out today and talk a little bit about language arts, the parts of speech, and how we can teach our kids in a more exciting way with some imagination, creativity, and stories. So I homeschool a grade 2 and a grade 3, whatever that means. And we're just taking our time with language arts. We're doing it very Waldorf inspired, which means we want to bring it to life in the imagination of the child. So we got to the part where we have to learn about nouns and verbs and adjectives. I didn't even remember a lot of this stuff. Honestly, was not excited to teach it. So I did a little Pinterest search looking at how different Waldorf teachers teach it and came across beautiful drawings. I hate drawing. I don't like art. So this was out of my comfort zone. But we decided to go with the land of language. So we have mother language. We have noun, and I'll tell you the story in a minute. We have verb, adjective, and adverb. Everyone has a job to do. So you can personalize this however is working with your kids. We just started with mother language and talking about the fact that there's this land where there's all these different parts of speech and it works into how we communicate as humans. And we started with her having, I'm going to share our story just to like give you some ideas. You can weave this however you like. Creative one. So mommy gets like a big belly. Oh, and she's pregnant. And there's 2 brothers in her belly. Noun and verb. And they're twins and they come out at the same time. And we start with noun and he's blue. So just painting already this image, this color, if you have a visual learner. He has his blue clothes on and he likes to name things. So he goes around and says, tree, cat. And so they're already starting to understand, a person, place, or thing. What is a noun? He's going around and naming. And then later in the story, his twin brother, verb, is red and he's a totally different energy. And verb is actions. He's jumping, he's singing, he's sleeping. So it was just really fun to get the kids to get into the story. We visited it the following day and they each got to act out one of the characters. So I got to be mother language. One of them got to be noun. Everyone wanted to be verb. Everyone wanted to be the hyper brother who was doing all of these things. We did do a little bit of book work, obviously just to lock in some of these concepts. Not that book work's my favorite, but A Necessary Evil maybe. As the story continued, all of our book work we kept it color coded. So anytime you see a noun, he's always going to be blue. Anytime you see a verb, if you have to identify it, he's always going to be red. So we pop down to a little baby sister who's born, a little adjective, and she's very sweet. So as she grows up, she likes to follow noun around and she loves describing things. She's an artist. If you saw in this drawing, oh my gosh. Okay, don't judge me. He has an axe because he does things. She has a paintbrush because she loves to add color words. We'll get to him later. But little noun would say tree. An adjective would follow him and say green or old, whatever, right? You kind of get the idea. Noun would say cat and she would say gray or fluffy. So just this funny little story of like a brother and sister. This is one of the example worksheets. Again, little adjective is always going to be green. Noun is always going to be blue. So identify the adjective, identify the noun. And as I was working through this with my 7-year-old, and a couple of things where he was having trouble, one sentence, the horse was big, brown, and beautiful. Well, how many of those words would adjective had said? There's 3 of her color or picture words in the story. So it's been fun. It's actually even, maybe this is embarrassing. It's helped me because I have no identification with these words. Do you know what I mean? Did anyone else go through that or is that just me? So lastly in our story, we have sweet little adverb, the baby brother who's born, and he was fun. We made up a story that while he was in his mommy's tummy, his siblings would come around and rub her belly, and every time verb talked, the little baby in the belly would like kick and hit, and verb was like, oh, I like that one. And verb felt a little bit lonely because noun and adjective were always together. Well, when this guy comes out, adverb loves to describe what verb is doing. Yeah. And he usually ends in ly. So when he'd go he'd run, he'd say quickly. Or he'd sing, he'd say softly. You get the idea. But it became this really cute family story. So I just wanted to share that with you because I love coming up with more creative, Waldorf-inspired ways to teach kids. And you know, a lot of it's off of the cuff. We're just free balling out here, making it up as we go, and it's working out well. So I have another fun Land of Language project I'm going to share with you guys in a following video. If you have a kinesthetic learner and a visual learner, they might love this. So stay tuned to my next video. Good luck with your homeschool endeavors. Whoops.